Okay, well, I'd like to welcome everyone to the official Plexus meeting number 5, I believe this is. And first, I'd like to get the attendees present, everyone in the meeting who is present, everyone who hasn't said anything about the meeting, and this is where I can strike a bit of people if I so choose. Okay, so I'd like to go through this here. These are all the people who have to come to the meeting. I'd just like to first ask, is MrFlacko here? I'm here. Is Nikki here? Nikki said that she will not be able to make it. Cinnamon is here. Nebula, fair enough. We got to give him a strike. VIRR is not able to make it to the meeting, he said to me before. Frizzle is here. Hey, Mr. Bacon. I'd like to just get you to type something in meeting chat to make sure that you are here. Poink. Okay, fair enough. Thank you for that. Sheep. Get you to type something in chat. There we go. Hey, Mr. Rat. Let me just turn you up a little bit. Say something again.
Test, talking, speak. Is this good enough?
Pretty. Oh, he said he would like to take a leave, so he's not here. Elliot, let me just send him a message. Okay, what I'm going to do is we're going by the rule where you can get a strike removed if within 24 hours you explain why you're at the meeting and stuff like that. So I got to give Elliot a strike. He's not here. Casper, he's not here. Got to give him a strike.
Shut up.
P24, I believe he is away. He's here. Oh, hey, P24. Awesome, man. Welcome back. Mr. Ty, are you here? Where the fuck did he go? He was just here.
He was here.
When someone left, I think it was who left.
He's guilty of committing a crime.
Well, I'll give him a strike for now, and hopefully he'll come back soon and tell me why he's being naughty. Frazzle's not here. But then again, Nebula's covering for him. He might be away on university, so I might put him as that, just as kind of saying it's okay. He's told Nebula that he's away for university shit, or something like that. What have we got to do now? These are all the things that have been accomplished within the week. Quite a few things. I think everyone's done a pretty good job here. Casper, you've done good towards the end of the week. Sheep, you've been lacking all throughout the week compared to what you usually do, but I think that's because you're quite busy, which is okay. If it's just bug fixes and stuff like that. We've made a AFK room. We have a lobby now. We have a parkour in the lobby that's kind of half working. We have all the servers connected together with Bungie, so we can kind of switch between the servers and stuff like that, making it a bit easier. Added a bit of Spanish plugin, a lot of chat fixes, making that look nicer, and a couple of GUIs like we have the /rules in the game. Let's try to figure out what happened last meeting. So there was a meeting that Nikki hosted. Let me just bring up my YouTube channel so I can get the last agenda. Okay, I have the last meeting agenda. Yeah, the last meeting was quite a short meeting. There wasn't really much that went on. The main things were the stuff of the week isn't going to be happening anymore, and the Valentine's Day event isn't happening. So there's the server donation store is going to be worked on in the last meeting. That was the main thing. Okay, old business. Discussion of issues carried over from previous meeting. So the issues that were brought up were we need more staff, developers, and from there we have gone negative. We've lost more developers, which is upsetting. And I blame you, Casper.
You blame me for everything.
We didn't really make any decisions at the last meeting. About the last meeting, I don't believe there were any decisions made there from the people. It was more just kind of telling you where the server's at and stuff like that. The issues within the previous week, there are a few of the issues I want to go over. We have a lack of developers. We have a lack of staff. We have changes made to what ranks get what within the week. Whether we should move to a new host, that's an issue coming up due to issues with getting the thumbnail and stuff like that, and me moving operating systems. Recordings will now be uploaded 3 days after the meeting rather than 2 days. There are some other issues as well with exploitation within the server. Gone to the point now where I just don't really care about the exploits, and there's going to eventually be reset for the beta on the server. What I want to go over is a lot of the specific topics. As long as everyone's listening, we can kind of breeze through this meeting and get this over quickly. So, Rats, has there been any issues with players in particular on the Discord, or in this case in the server?
Yeah, kind of.
There was someone banned or something for cheating. Yeah, I can't remember who it was, but there was someone that was banned for hacking. Volcano that was muted like twice. But he was unmuted.
Unmuted. He has a warning though.
Yeah. Does there have to be any changes to the rules or the website to make your job easier? Well, as we said, we need to add the
grief rule.
Yeah,
thing.
Griefing rule. And let me just have a bit of I'm going to take down some notes to start with. That's a graphics tablet. Why do I even have that installed? What I want to ask is, what should the rule be based on griefing? And I need everyone's input on here if you can, okay? So I'll give you a few options. So the first rule is we can ban griefing outright. No griefing. If you're caught messing with other people's builds, you get the ban hammer.
Personally think it should be like looting people's bases is okay, just don't grief them. If you don't have your chest locked, then that's on you. But don't go around blowing people's bases up.
Griefing's allowed or griefing's not allowed. Those are the two extremes. Or it can go somewhere in the middle, which is kind of what I thought, where we don't allow griefing, but we allow resource gathering in unclaimed areas. You can go into houses, mine up their wood, and steal beacons and shit like that if they're not claimed. Does anyone disagree on that?
I think we should also increase the cap on land claims, though.
Oh, that will be increased? Increase the cap on land claims. Resource gathering in unclaimed areas is allowed. Done. Is there anything that needs to be brought to my attention about the staff? PM me if it's confidential.
Okay.
Moving on to the next section. Website reports. Okay, hold on the donation store. So, yeah, honestly, there's nothing really going on with the website. We don't have a website developer, we don't have anyone looking after the website, people aren't active on the website, so I'm kind of not really thinking about that right now since there's a lot more important things to be thinking about. I'm working on a big document describing like what the staff is going to do, and I did have this post up there before, what the roles of the staff are, but someone deleted my post, and I put a lot of work into that. But the good thing is I have a picture of the post, and what I'll do is I'll send it. I'm going to post this in the meeting chat, and that's a picture of kind of what it used to look like, what the old post used to look like. If you go open original, then you zoom in. Oh, this used to be based on the old ranks though. Yeah, so that was the old post. Writing that out again, updating it, and then changing a lot of the stuff in there as well, becoming a little bit more detailed, and I did finish it, but then my stupid program crashed on me and I lost about 550 words of writing, which was really just demotivated me.
Where are you going to post that?
That's going to be in the knowledge base on the website. So that's where all the templates for the applications are and stuff like that. Moving on to the next section. P24, what's been going on with plugin development, man? I think for the day cycle plugin and the death chest plugin, we may have found another plugin that does the exact same thing. But you said you wanted to keep working on it to post it yourself. But yeah, the anvil, the /anvil and the /brew, I can't seem to find a plugin for that, and those are really awesome ones to have. But we'll get you working on some cooler stuff within the next week, hopefully. Yeah, about the end of the nether, within the next week, I'm gonna probably have that done by the end of the week, maybe a little bit after. I just have to pre-render everything and it should be good. New staff needed. So there is a lot of stuff we need. We need staff manager, social media managers, configuration developers. Definitely. Please, if you're a configuration developer and you're watching a YouTube video, come and work for me. We need you. We need plugin developers. We need graphics designers. We need another story writer. We need a website developer. We need more staff to apply for helper, moderator, than admin. We need more builders. If you're a builder, please come along as well. I think we got everything. Staff managers, social media manager, configuration developers, plugin developers, graphics designers, story writer, website developer, builders, and normal stuff. And also, we need some people to join the server just to kind of try to break it and try to test things and stuff like that. Yeah, we got a lot of exploits in the server, like inside the game, that we have to fix, causing people to make a lot of money, and that will be fixed soon.
If someone could get the money back, that would be great, because he found a lot.
Yeah, and I'm disappointed that no one looked at his application. But look,
I just looked back at some bugs that should have been fixed a long time ago, and they're still like in the game. Yeah, like I can still give myself XP and jobs.
Yeah, Sheep was trying to fix that and he couldn't figure it out. So Sheep, he removed all the job permissions. He wasn't able to join the jobs, but he was still able to give himself XP. So we got to talk to the developers about that. Okay, we got some bugs to fix, and everyone, if you notice bugs in the game, please just report them on the website so they actually do get fixed. There's a thing in the agenda called Harry's resignation. So Harry resigned from the server for personal reasons, which is upsetting. And the worst thing is that he still didn't give much notice. So anyone that we're going to be hiring now, we're going to ask them to give like a couple weeks notice, because that kind of fucked the server over a little bit as well. But Harry's, the head developer, is gone now, and I've got to take over as the head developer. Try to look for another head developer and more developers over time. It was a big loss to the server. It's upsetting. Developers do make plugins, but there's different types of developers. There's a big misconception. Yes, you can be a Java plugin developer or whatever, but this guy is like a team leader. Like the head developer is a team leader. You don't need to know how to develop to be a team leader. By the way, if I look up the definition of developer, the definition is one that develops. So by that definition, I think head developer, if they're just a configuration developer, is still a developer because they're developing the server. They're making the server happen. Even if they're just configuring things, they're still getting things to work together. And there's a lot of very cocky Java developers out there that say, "Oh, making servers are so easy. You just edit a few config lines and do plugins together and that's that." No, you're fucking wrong. That's not how it works. Yes, you can do that. And yes, you can make a server. But are people gonna play on the server? Probably. Where was I going with this point? I don't know. Just shut the fuck up. Be a config developer. We need them more than plugin developers right now. We have like 100 bugs fixed every fucking week. We need more developers. It's just getting everything to work together. And also, that's not saying that Java developers are horrible and they're not needed at all. They are needed. I benefit from Java developers by using their plugins. It's just that since there's so many Java developers out there, being the second most used language, there's a lot of plugins already made. Why do I need plugins remade just for the server? It costs a lot more money than what it needs to, takes more time, and has even more bugs. Now, moving on. So that goes into the lack of developers. We only have 2 configuration developers now. Sheep, are you back full time or are you still kind of every so often you're working? Okay, so I'm still going to count you as half and half. Casper, what's your work like? How many hours can you put in a day? Okay, well, what I need you doing, if you can't dedicate much time, I need you to use that time the best way you can, so we'll work on the most important things first. We only have 2 configuration developers right now. We have Sheep, which is kind of half and half time, and we have Casper, which is also doing exams. So there's a lot of work that's not being done on the server just because of the lack of manpower we have. So if anyone has any friends or something like that that knows how to configuration, like develop, just edit config and plugins and follow what needs to be done and stuff like that, then get them to apply. We need people. We need to try to get this server out and working on cooler stuff. Main thing is, like, we don't really need more staff. It's more that we would like probably like 3 or 4 more would be pretty nice. But the main thing we need is some players, just some people to play the server as if they play every other server to see how they play it. We have someone like Rat, which is a staff member and plays the server normally, but he knows the ins and outs of the server. He knows what works and what doesn't work, and he knows the best ways to get money. We need someone who doesn't know anything about the server to come in and try it out, and we've got to kind of look at how they work. What we've noticed in the past is someone will join and they try to do some things and it just doesn't work. Simplest things that we just missed because we know so much about the server. They do /rules, no permission. They do /jobs, no permission. And then they go to the portal or something like that, and then the portal kicks them out, doesn't even let them teleport. And when it does teleport, it teleports them into the ground. All of those are issues that we're working on. You know, they leave and they go play Hypixel. This is why we go alpha before beta. Beta is when we advertise, alpha is when we don't. Because if we were advertising, people would be coming and then going. We need a good server that people come to and then they stay out. So now I need everybody here to help me out with something. We need to get more staff, as you probably hear. How can we get more staff? Let's work out a plan. Give me your ideas.
Well, really what we can do is we can have
advertising more.
Yeah, advertisements.
Yeah, but when we advertise, then people can apply.
That's going to be the big thing, is that we're going to need to make posts and stuff about.
Someone needs to make a
the server.
post and then post it like in stuff announcement something. Then
Make a survival series, communities on social media. Does anyone have any mates that can live stream on the server or can make YouTube videos on the server?
Maybe.
I may ask one.
If you have any friends like that and really benefit the server in so many ways, we just need some more people to help out. And then we can get this server on beta. And we'll move on to what's going to happen after beta very soon.
There's a guy I know that reviews servers.
No, I don't want that guy yet.
Yeah, we're a little too early on for reviews.
Yeah, we're going to get a pretty bad review.
Yeah, that could go bad pretty quick.
Honestly, compared to other servers, this server's really
Oh,
awesome
then
in
it's
terms of how many
advertising.
bugs it has, but still, it's not up to my standards yet. So, yeah, if we can actually get someone who knows what they're doing, not to post on YouTube, but just someone who knows what they're doing to play the server and give us a big list of in-depth bug reports and stuff like that, that'd be pretty awesome. Like someone to just play as a normal player and then just note down everything that can be changed and be some really harsh on the criticism. That's kind of what we need. Okay, here we go. So, what's going to happen as soon as we get to beta? Why am I so pushing for it? This is where I need your help. What I'm thinking is we're going to have a new game mode as soon as beta. Now, does anyone have any ideas of what the game mode's going to be?
Skyblock.
Does anyone have any other ideas that isn't anything to do with Skyblock about beta? No, factions is shit. Everyone does factions. Yeah, everyone does it though. It's overdone. What I'm thinking is doing Skyblock. As soon as we finish beta, we start working on Skyblock if we have enough developers. And now we have to choose, are we going to do OP Skyblock or are you going to do hardcore Skyblock? on whether we should do hardcore Skyblock or OP Skyblock sometime within the week. Maybe after the meeting I'll set it up for everyone. Now we have another question. Should we take the server as it is now? Don't do any more developing on it. Make a copy of this one, create a new one, and start working solely on that server, the beta release. Beta is still about 1 to 2 months away. Probably about 1.5 months.
So you mean you wouldn't copy this whole server and then
Yeah,
work
leave
on
the
that?
server as it is to people to play on, and then be working on the beta server, or actively continue working on the main server. What seems like a good idea. It's going to affect mainly the players. It means nothing will really be updated on the server. Only the developers will be working on beta, and very few testers can come and test out some stuff. Okay, so within the next week, we're going to be making a copy of the server. Within the last week, Ty has removed access to the moderators looking at commands. Now, this is where I kind of want to have a bit of a vote on whether that should stay the case or we should move it. First argument is helper should have access to social spy and looking at the permissions. The reason for this is because the helper moderates chat. They can warn and mute people. And for them to moderate chat, they need access to look at what people are actually doing in chat to see if there's any funny business going on outside the server. First argument is helper gets access to those. Second argument, moderator gets access to view commands and social spy because they're moderators. They're meant to moderate everything on the server, not just the chat. And then the third argument is the administrators get access to do that because it's personal information and should only be trusted to a few people. Though we will have a privacy policy soon, and by joining the server you agree to the privacy policy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make something in the meeting chat. Gotta go 3. Okay, that was like an awesome debate, honestly. We got to do more of those. That was fun.
That actually was a good debate. I enjoyed that one.
Now, there are some people who aren't happy that the decision was made there, but thing is, if it was in the other case around, more people would be unhappy. One thing I need your help with, Ty. Basically, explain to me what is the role of the staff manager?
Well, the staff manager is in charge of the staff team as a whole. Like, everybody does directly report to that person, the helpers all the way through the admins. And they really are in charge overall of what's going on in the staff team. Like, they're in charge of knowing what's going on just about at all times. Like, if somebody asks them, hey, what's going on with this? They need to be able to say, oh, yeah, sure thing. They're doing this, and this happened. So if something goes wrong, they're responsible for that. And if things are going great, then, they get the credit for that. The whole idea of it is somebody that is able to keep constant tabs on the staff team, that constantly knows what's going on with the staff team and what should be done with the staff. They're also responsible for, we have, let's say, a project coming down the line. They're in charge of saying, okay, yep, we're ready to do that, and making sure everybody's getting it done. They're really just in charge of the staff team as a whole.
So the issue that I've had, a current staff manager, VIRR, he isn't here, but let's hope you're watching. He's been active. He's just been doing the applications, though, and I think it's kind of been misconstrued to him that his job is just to look at applications. The staff manager is actually to manage everything on the server, manage every aspect to do with the staff, keep them motivated and keep them doing their job. Be there when there's an issue happening and be able to solve that issue or talk to someone who can solve it. Staff manager is meant to be a massive role. VIRR has gone from assistant staff manager and weirdly promoted up to the staff manager due to the rank changes. While the assistant staff manager is just looking at applications pretty much, the staff manager is much more than that, and I don't think he knows that yet. So what I'm going to ask of you, Ty, in case, let's assume he's not watching the video, would you be able to have a conversation with VIRR and see where he stands on this sort of stuff?
Yeah, definitely.
Sweet. Okay, next topic is we're maybe going to be moving to a new host. I put in the agenda whether or not we should. New host is going to be a lot more hardware, like a lot more powerful. Now, there's a couple of things stopping us from moving there. First off, it's fucking expensive. It'll be a big kill in my wallet, though it's manageable. And I'm prepared for it. Second thing is, the server is running so smoothly now. Constant 20 TPS when the players are running. I haven't seen it drop much at all. By 0.2.
17.6 right now.
What? How?
Just realized it was a little bit laggy and it's 17.6.
But how? It was like at 20 the entire time before.
Could it be because I'm in an ocean?
I don't think you can set 20.
Yeah, it was for a while. It was at 20, which was nice.
Like a couple of days, honestly, with people on and stuff like that playing. But
Flacko.
Yeah.
Probably tomorrow is constantly 20 or something.
Do you think we need more performance? There's also the argument made that the hosting provider I'm with now isn't a very stable one, since we had like 4 days of downtime before and I couldn't really get much at all fixed. Go to the new one, there's going to be a minimal downtime. It'll be a dedicated server with an i7 4790K, 32 gigabytes of RAM. Also allow us to pre-render worlds on the main server as well. The server will also be hosted in France. Look, I'm thinking we are going to move to the new host, even though it's going to be a big hit to my pay, just because I really don't like the host that we are with now. Give me a lot more control over the server as well. We won't be on a VPS, we'll be on a dedicated. So we won't be sharing the same server with other people.
Okay.
Okay, now, we don't have a head developer right now. I'm going to ask whether or not I should pay for a head developer. Get someone to come in and actually manage everything with development and actually... Well, it also means if we want to keep him as a developer, we'll have to keep paying him. So there's another big downside.
Unless you become good friends with him, then he can...
Oh no, if you get someone and if you say, I don't really want to pay you anymore, they're not going to stay.
Yeah.
Depends how good friends you become with him.
So if we got to pay someone, either I keep paying them constantly or we lose them. Now, I believe that applicants, we should have an age limit of 15 years old.
15 or 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. It's
That doesn't mean people getting demoted now if you're under 15.
No, people that are already in, grandfathered in, as you could say. But for future applicants, it's going to be a limited.
Now let me give you the reasoning behind it. So, first off, we had a diamond, which didn't go too well. As soon as he came on, arguments constantly. Second person, we had Cool Up, younger guy. So many arguments, always, constantly yelling at each other and biting at each other. It's so annoying. We had Volcano, came to developer, just didn't do anything, getting angry at everyone and stuff like that.
Like, as you get older, your mindset kind of changes. You get more into that. I guess you could call them mature.
They're like,
The
oh, this
younger
is fun,
just,
I'm
you know,
helping
yeah.
with the server. But I think when you get to a certain age, it's more of like, you realize the responsibilities you have.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
I think it's kind of needs to happen because over the past years I've had in server experience, it's always been someone who's been quite younger that's caused the most strife. Originally, this server was owned by a 13-year-old. This 13-year-old would be going and giving people crate keys and messing with them in game, you know, drop parties and shit like that. And it fucked the server. Another time we had a hierarchy of people. We had people arguing over what position they should be in and stuff like that and trying to fight with each other, and not good.
So yeah, really just having that age limit really just brings in the more maturity and
we do have another option, as we can say that no is allowed in management positions, or you have to be moderator or helper. So yeah, moderator or helper for anyone who's under 15 and no more than that, or even like a builder. You can be a builder at like under 15. We can agree on that and say that any other position you're not allowed.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. Like, builder is really just, if you have the skills, then you're golden. But I mean, once you start getting into, like, you have permissions, like, you have responsibilities, like that kind of stuff, you need that age to have that responsibility, you know?
Some young ones
that maturity.
are really mature.
Yeah, I mean, there's always the option, like, if you've really displayed that you're wise beyond your years, you're talking to him and you think, God, this guy is 20 years old, but really he's a 12-year-old, then hey, like, this kid could have been 20-something years old. Turned out he was 13. I was like, there's no way.
It's happened to me many times.
It is what it is. You know, that kind of thing does happen. So in that case, I would have said, well, I'll ignore the actual age, because the age that you're putting off to me is well above the requirements.
Thing is, we're naturally going to be harder on the younger people.
Oh, well, definitely.
Yep.
I mean, it's going to be, like, if you're going to be a younger, you're the limit there, you're definitely going to be held to a higher standard of, you know, you have to display that maturity. But it's the same with everybody.
Recordings are going to be posted 3 days after the meeting. This is because of thumbnails and because I'm on another operating system. I already talked about it, just saying it again. On the top of the agenda, since we have multiple people presenting meetings, we now have a presenter section at the top about who's going to be presenting the meeting. There is a chance that over the next 2 weeks, there's changes to the time at which the meeting is going to be hosted to better suit everybody, because man, it's like 4:45 in the morning for me. Maybe we can think of a better time for the meeting. Maybe on to the next section. I'd like to thank everyone for coming to the meeting. The meeting's over now.
Sheesh, that was a long meeting. I mean, it didn't feel long, but like, I mean, it's been 3 hours.
It was a long meeting, but I think
quiet
this was one of the better meetings.
No, this was a good meeting.
Yeah.
Everyone was so quiet. Everyone was muted and everything. That's why I thought it was going to
1 hour 47
I know,
minutes.
it was actually good.
I'd like to say this video has been sponsored by PlexusMC. Join now. Link down in the description. PlexusMC is now available on every version from 1.8 to 1.15. Though if you want to play on the main server, you got to join with the 1.15.2. 1.8 servers are disgusting. Like, subscribe. Click on the donation link in the descriptions. Donate to the server, help me out. I need to pay these people. They need food as well. One more thing before I end the video. I got a new microphone. How do I sound? Bye bye.